Hello, my U-Turn family. Welcome to the U-Turn Show. If you are new, this is a platform for empowering our communities through impactful conversations, real life stories, and resources for youth and women. Every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we gather here to spotlight voices that challenge limits and those that reminds us that real change begins the moment we choose to turn in a new direction, to make a U-turn. So, if you are navigating change in your life, looking for clarity, or building the next big thing, you belong here. So, share this conversation and stick with us as we begin the real talk, real growth, real U turn.
Let me wait that we should reach at least five.
So you can share the live.
All right, we can begin. Hello, to the U-Turn family. For those that are stopping for the very first time, I would really appreciate stopping here today, and we always welcome you to come and join us at the U-Turn page on Saturday exactly at this time. All right. And for those that are always here, you are welcome. This is our family, and we're always here to learn together. Today, we are going to talk about an important topic that is really shaping our life and part of our world today, and that is AI, artificial intelligence. And what makes it unique is that we are having an engineer that is specializing in AI. Um, that is engineer Thon Malek, and we are going to learn more today from him. He's also a PhD scholar that is doing AI, that is focusing on AI. Therefore, he's really a right person, and I feel that we are going to learn today, learn a lot. Therefore, make sure you stay and watch this show until we end it. Uh, we like most of us when they hear about AI, you think of the AI stories that people are creating on the internet today. Someone can think of those images that people are creating, those funny videos. But we are going to learn today a lot about AI, how it has become part of our generation, and how it is helping the students, the teachers, and all the professional field in the world today. Therefore, stay tuned and learn. So right now, I'm going to call our guest, that is Engineer Thon, to introduce himself. Mostly for those that are seeing him for the first time today, because he's always here on our U-Turn show, especially at the end of the month. Therefore, I will allow Thon to introduce himself so that for those that are starting for the first time should know who he is and what he does. Therefore, I welcome you, Engineer. Thon, you can come to introduce yourself.
All right, thank you. My name is Thon Malek Garang, as earlier on introduced. Of course, I'm always here for these inspirational talks, and today is also the same inspirational talks, but in the area of artificial intelligence. So, as Adi said, Doka said that I'm an engineer. Whichever you call me a software engineer or the area of AI, but for the sake of practical relevance, and then I'm in the area of AI now, because my second master's is in engineering artificial intelligence, and currently I'm pursuing a PhD at the University of South Africa, where I focus on using AI, especially deep learning for medicinal plants. So my research is within the AI And at the same time, as my introduction is, head of department in Upper Nile University, Department of Computer Science, but I support University of Juba as adjunct for the master's program in AI. So basically, I do a lot in this area to do with AI. Thank you.
Oh, wow, wow. That is Engineer Thon and what he does and how he's focusing AI today. So we are going to begin with the first question. That is about what is AI. So today, when many people hear or talk about AI, it is still confuses us actually. But what does it mean? Does it mean the history that we see or the images, or actually what does AI mean, and how has it become important today in our life? So therefore, I will ask on that question and allow him to briefly talk about what does AI mean.
Yeah. Hello, is it me?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have some the aside here. Yes, in simple terms, we say what is AI. There's a lot of discussion around artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. But before we go into knowing what is artificial intelligence, do we know what is human intelligence? How do we become intelligent as a human being? Anybody has an answer on human intelligence? How do we acquire our intelligence as human beings? So when we understand our intelligence, the human intelligence, it is very easy to transition to artificial intelligence. Let's look at it this way. Human beings or children are born with just blank brain, has nothing at all. They begin to learn. A child, there's no child that is born and begin to know the difference. This is my mother and this is my father. It's not there. All that is learned after some time. That level of learning, they begin to acquire. This is my mother, this is my father, this is my auntie, this is how auntie looks like, this one qualifies as my uncle. And that's why when you come home, you find that a child is, this is my uncle. How did he or she know that this is uncle? You look like an uncle because someone at home looks like you. Isn't it? This one looks like auntie. You will even pass around and somebody calls you daddy. How? Because you look like that. That is the learning pattern of a human. Children begin to say, this is man. I was passing around when we were going to church with the children. This one said, it seemed not to know the difference between a cow and a goat. We just say, this is man, and this one is also what? This one is man. That is the learning process. After a while, the same child will begin to know that this is a cow and this is a goat. To the point that pastoralists will even know the differences. I know there are some of us here. If your cow gets lost, you will describe it in terms of colors that it has something white here, isn't it? But there are people who have acquired the level of intelligence. They will know that this is one Amor. This is out of so many Amor. They will know that this is my Amor, right? And we say this is my Yan, this is my Yar. And even if you cut some, they even go as restructure in the ear lobes here, but they still know. So that level of acquisition, they have acquired level of knowledge. That's why human beings now are. So human become intelligent because of experience. That is how humans have learned, and based on what they have learned, they will say, this is this, isn't it? Someone will say, now, this is my in-law. So based on, because this is my in-law. Now I am now in the office environment. So because I've learned something about an office, this is how I should behave around that. So even when we go home, it is because of human intelligence. Even somebody home, and it seems not to be focusing on the pathway home, but he or she will go there. How? Because that human intelligence, the path to home, the lullaby has been saved in your brain that it can even be played even without you concentrating on it. The first time you drive, you seem to focus much on those clutches and the rest, but later it just will be automatic. If there is something in front of you, you find yourself braking and all that. You have trained your brain that way. So that is how human is trained. There are cases you will end up like today where we're going to church with my brother, and then he ended up taking us to school. It just was driving, taking that side to school. Why? Because in his brain, every time I go with him, we go to school, isn't it? So when we're going today, his brain tells him that we are going to, because he has learned from an experience. So where do human beings learn to become intelligent? There is no human that becomes intelligent without the source of data, without the source of knowledge. If it is ancestral wisdom, you get it from some source. So as we acquire all that level of intelligence now, that is human intelligence. Human learn from experience. Now coming to artificial intelligence, it is simply when we are designing computing systems which will do the tasks that will require human intelligence now, that is artificial intelligence. If human beings are in position to say this is a dog and this is a cat, that is for human beings. But now if we design a computer system that will do exactly what humans do, then that is artificial intelligence now. So that is simply a brief description between which one is called to be artificial intelligence and which one is human intelligence. A human being will simply say, let's say, someone will say, this is how criminals look like. A policeman will say, no, based on my experience, my 25, 30 years in this CID and all that, this is how criminals look like. Now, you give the same intelligence to computing, and then you get the images or data, and then you train. So computers become intelligent because they have been given data that they learn. Just like a small child go to father, this is my mother, that is the data. Then you say, okay, all of this data I've discovered that mothers look like this, uncles look like this, sisters look like this one, isn't it? So that is basic. So whenever you want computers to be intelligent, you give them data, then they will learn from that data. They discover the intelligence on that data, so that when you give them another scenario, they are in position to classify that, isn't it? A human being will know that these are how dogs look like. That is human being. Whether you go to Western world and say this is a dog, isn't it? So if you wanted computer systems to be as well intelligent, just the same way, you give a lot of data of dogs to their computing system now, and then you will learn from that data. So that next time when you go and get some dog from any part of South Sudan, then the system will say this is a dog because it has been trained about dogs and it knows how dogs look like. So that is what is artificial intelligence. When computer systems are developed in a way that whatever that was done that requires human intelligence is outsourced or is done by computing systems that has been trained on that. That is the difference between human intelligence. So transition to artificial intelligence is simply saying the repetitive tasks and predictable tasks which should have been done by humans, let it be done by artificial intelligence now. Now will they be able to get the data of that kind and train them on that data? They will learn the patterns, relationships, and the trends in that data. Then next time they will be in position to say, this is this and this is that. And that's why when we go to YouTube, you find that when you have watched this video, next time you would be sent videos like that, isn't it? That is artificial intelligence. There is a lot of data about video that somebody in China watched A, and now in South Sudan you are watched A also, and that person in China watched B and C. So the system says that since you like A and the other person likes A, most likely by probability you are going to like B and C, isn't it? So there is no artificial intelligence without having the data that computing system is trained on. So artificial intelligence is actually a data-driven intelligence. Without data, no intelligence. With poor data, no serious intelligence. In fact, it can even make errors when the data is very poor or less. Thank you.
Yeah, wow. The summary that I can take from there is that both nature, that is natural and human intelligence, and artificial intelligence, like they share the common thing that is the experience or the information, right? That they both have. And that's why, even as a human, if you don't know something very well or you're not informed about it, you can make error the same way I can make them. That's really good. And for those that have some ideas about AI, what AI is, please, you can write it in the comment section. And today we are now going to go to the second question. That's about the mess about AI, right? As AI is concerned today, we have a lot of belief that people have about AI. Many people say that AI will take people job in some years to come, that many people will not have work, and only robots will be doing work. And that has already that's it is so confusing people right now, and many people are already scared about their life if you cannot work, and all the robots that are created by some companies that should do the work, then how will it be? So, uh, as a scholar that is focusing on AI, so the PS people are having the concern, the misconception, misunderstanding about AI that is going to take the job. So, how do you understand it? Is it reality or how is it? What can you say about that?
All right, thank you. There are so many myths around AI misconceptions. Yes, when we understand AI is simply a product of human intelligence, then if a human being has that level of intelligence to create an intelligence agent, yes, of course, AI can replace some tasks, and there are tasks which are repetitive. Something that would always require human being to do it more time, that one will be done by an AI. So what we simply need to know, yes, there are jobs which AI will replace, but not every job. But the fear that AI is going to replace human jobs, it's simply saying that if humans have stopped thinking, then it will happen, because AI is a product of human thinking. So, and in fact, human being will even think more and come up with something more intelligent than AI, because at first, what was considered to be let's say a human fear was computers, just general computer. We are no longer talking about computers now. We are talking about AI, and so human being has that potential to produce something else. Now there are so many myths around here. What first thing here that is AI thinks like a human being. AI does not think. AI does not think. Okay? AI does not think. AI simply processes and produces in terms of probability. If I give images of dogs and cats, so AI will not simply say, I am thinking this. It will actually look through the images, and it will learn all those images. And then at the end, it will say, by probability, this one 0.25 probability for the cat and 0.75 for the dog. So meaning that the one with the highest probability now is, let's say, if they are mapped together, this is a dog or this is a cat. So there is nothing like thinking with AI. AI does not think. So AI simply generates, it simply processes, isn't it? It simply looks at the patterns, isn't it? It simply says that since you like this move, since you bought this bag from Amazon, you bought this computer and someone bought computer like this in Nigeria, you also buy this bag, isn't it? It looks at the patterns, not thinking, isn't it? Because the entire ecosystem of AI, there is nothing like thinking. No, there's nothing like thinking. Because in this component of machine learning, you get the algorithm and then you tell the algorithm that you learn from this data and tell me what are the relationships, what are the trends, what are the patterns in this data. Make your judgment. There is nothing like thinking there, isn't it? So, and then when I bring another data, another time, you will say, based on my knowledge that I've acquired from this is my ruling. Otherwise, if you bring something else, it will not say anything, isn't it? It will not think. So it is one of the misconceptions that is available there, that AI thinks. AI does not think. It simply processes, okay? Isn't it? It simply simulates the patterns. And then another myth about AI, that AI has, when you use AI, you will have competitive advantage. No, it's not like that. Of course, there are highly adopters of AI, they will have competitive advantage. Just like if you look at those of, is it Amazon, they were able to reduce up to 260 million by using assistant in coding and all that. Those are highly adopters. Based on how you optimize AI, just AI alone does not really create any competitive advantage. It's all about how you optimize it and how you even use it and what data are you using it on. So competitive advantage will come from those three factors. You will simply just get like now ChatGPT. There are so many people in the world who are consuming a lot of generic data that is not even close to what they should be getting, because what you give to the AI now, it will generate it to you. Yet, when I am doing the prompt on that AI, I will adjust the temperature. Do you know that even when you put, the less the temperature, the less concentrated is the knowledge you are going to get, isn't it? So AI is a competitive tool if you use it well. So just embracing AI alone does not really guarantee that. And AI will replace all jobs. Not all jobs that AI will replace, because AI does not think. So unless human will give the thinking to AI, assuming that AI is thinking, that's when there would be a problem. But the entire creative process here of human being is thinking, just if an AI has gone through a lot of procedures for it to be an AI. A human being will have it as an idea. The idea will be a concept. And then from there until it goes into the design system, all this one cannot be done by AI. So the process at which human being will come up with an idea until it will be on the table. So the design thinking process is not for the AI. That is not for the AI. Unless human being will choose now to give the design thinking process. So, but there are jobs which can be replaced by AI. Like for instance, a admission system at the university where we do a lot of looping, a lot of these, some of the repetitive tasks can be replaced. The one that is always done over and over again. Just like if we say, Bitiato does not mean that it's not there. But but it is very important for long distances, isn't it? Yes, and for the level of convenience. And I can be theater akin real to akin ke pola chan because we are theater no, isn't it? So AI is an appropriate tool that can be used well so it will not replace all jobs. There are jobs that it will replace. And now, even according to literature, AI creates more jobs. Technology creates even more jobs than the ones that, so it will actually do away with them, but more can be created because it is a partner of human intelligence. So human being can even create more from that, isn't it? Yes, so AI will not necessarily, and even the area of creativity, some will always say AI is very accurate. AI is as accurate as the data that you train it on. So if you give AI data from the Western world in the US or another part, and you train it with the faces of criminals, and if it happens that majority are black people, it will always be biased towards black because it has learned that someone who is a criminal is black. Is it? So you cannot say AI is accurate. AI is as accurate as the data it was trained on, and it is as accurate as the political system that it has been based on. And that's why there are politicians. Go to ChatGPT and type the politician. AI will tell you a lot of reasons. This is a dictator. How did AI know? Because the governance system, the political geopolitical ruling, the developers belong to their region. If they belong to America, and America has some thinking, a political decision towards a given country, even AI will also, algorithms will also be aligned to that. So you will never say that AI will say, no, why can't I say that? They will say, this was very dictator, this is this and that, very corrupt, and this is that. How did AI know? Because the political system of that country has influenced the developers, and the developers are influencing algorithm. So we cannot say that AI is accurate. AI is as accurate as the developers and the political system that influences that. Even at workplace, if you train a human resource based model and then you make it biased towards a group of people by not balancing the data, and then even the decisions will be made, more people will be hired of a given tribe than the others. I'm just giving that example because of that. So that is a myth. AI is very accurate. That one is not the case. And then especially at the technical level, some colleagues would say AI is, the more the data is, the better. No, not necessarily about data. There are a lot of things to do with the data. Yes. You can be having a lot of data, but the data is imbalanced. For instance, if you have a data of 1 million customers, but the female participants is just only 1,000. Those are the ones who return the loan. So it will learn that only men are good at returning the loan. Are you seeing that? So it is not about more of the data. So AI will actually learn that what you have will learn of that. That it will. That's why even the data imbalance is another issue, that a struggle that the researchers are working on. When your data is imbalanced, then you will have issues on that. Currently, I'm doing some research on medicinal plants. When I get the neem in Juba, then I train on the neem in Juba. It will identify the neem of Juba. But now when I bring others from different parts of the region, and some which are having different colors, those which are of a different ages and all that, you will find some level of disparity. And that is why if you really want that medicinal plant to be identified, get as much data set, different leaves from different areas, different growth stage, and different seasons. You can even take those images at different times of the day. That is when you're dead. So saying more data, more accuracy is not, and of course this one will be at the technical level. That one, that is not that might not really serve us well. So AI excels in every task. AI does not excel in every task. It is the task on which there is data that is trained on. AI, if you just, for instance, if you give an AI model something that it was not trained on, it will not do anything. There are those which are trained on images, they only know how to deal with images only. Some are trained only on text, they only deal with text. So if you come and confuse it, you bring an image to this one, it will not do it, isn't it? So there are so many things that can be done about AI. But now what we get from here, when you look at the weaknesses of AI, it does not make us to distance ourselves from AI. It actually makes us to come closer to it, to know what it can do and what it cannot do, and then begin to maximize our potential while looking at the weaknesses that it can offer and the strength of human capability and the intelligence. Then AI now becomes as a partner in doing whatever I can do. So those are the myths which are there, and practically they are not right. And in fact, they will make so many people not really maximize their potential, because every myth now will become something like everything is going to be taken by AI. Jobs are going to be taken by AI. It is not like that. You will even develop another AI that will create for you a job, isn't it? Like for instance, if you have another AI, just develop an AI model, and then you go and look at the problem in the village and then say, no, I want to solve this problem using which one? Using AI. So you will develop a model. AI is not one machine, okay? What we simply call AI are simply different models which are developed and trained on a data. So you can even come up with your own AI. Just like my research now is focusing on medicinal plants. My work is to reduce access to medicinal plant information by bringing that AI and then train the model so that our local medicine, instead of our herbalists to be struggling with that, they have a tool that can make their work as easy as possible, isn't it? Yes. So AI becomes a partner. Instead of somebody going as far as possible to go and look for the leaves, not even knowing which one is which, When you have the tool, you just identify using that tool, and then it will ease the process. So in this case, it is not replacing herbalists. It is actually strengthening their system by giving them a tool that partners with them and would bring in some level of reliability, isn't it? So AI can replace only two tasks. These predictable tasks are repetitive ones. That one, it is a sure deal, it can replace them, isn't it? But it will replace them when there is a data that it has been trained on. Like, for example, Biogog, which AI can replace that? That AI will come and go work all of you. So there is no, unless we get the data, okay, and then we train a model, then that model is interfaced with the robot, then now that's when it can do that work. Otherwise, we can happily do it as long as no one has done that. Thank you.
Wow, this is really good, and I think now most of us, especially youth, that are that are scared that they're going to lose their job, and like the world is now becoming useless and all those things, have now learned today that AI is going to take some job and also will add more job. And we can see today, by the way, like how many people are earning online through a lot of with the help of AI, right? Like those like those that narrate the history and all those things. And yeah, when it comes to the data, right? I remember there was a time I decided to generate an image, and like I saw a dress. There was a very nice dress that I saw online, and I said, let me try to test AI with this dress. And the person that was wearing the dress was just from Asian countries. So I just paste the image and I said, this is the dress. I like this dress. You can create a lady that is wearing this dress exactly like that. And let me tell you, first I said I want an American lady that is wearing the dress, and the dress was very nice. So when I said an African woman, the dress was disorganized. If you see the dress, like it was not serious. And I said, but what is the difference? Why is the dress looking different, like on two different people? Right? And for some time, like for that, like creating AI images, and you create the image, and especially when we are describing the image that is connected with African, the image cannot be beautiful like the way like the way it can you describe it as an American or Asian person. And I was like, damn, these people are really training the AI with very wrong information about African. And this is really a very challenging thing, honestly. And this is something that we really have nothing to do about it right now. But it's for sure, AI depend on the information it is fed, and I'm happy today to hear from the engineer that is focusing on AI. So before we go to the third question, there's one of the questions that was asked by one of the audience that is called around call. Okay, the question was somewhat touched by engineer, but I think I can ask it briefly before we go to the next question. Like, Quali is worried about how we are so close and connected with the computer more than how we trust ourselves, especially. Quali is saying that we have loaded our intelligence to the computing, right? And it is becoming something that is making him worry. So he's saying that what are your peers about the level of human computer interaction? How we have put our trust and loaded everything to the AI.
Okay, yes, this, okay, fears about level of human computer interaction. Yes, yes, of course, humans, they have their own level of weaknesses. So when they are using AI, when we use AI, like for example, if AI should be guiding me as a student, okay, and then instead of guiding me, I'm using it now to solve my problem, then my level of creativity now will not be there. Just like when I was in O level, we used to use those logs and all that, even sign and all that. We used just calculate them. But right now, it's very rare, isn't it? So as humans are practically outsourcing their intelligence, what they should do with human creativity, okay, that is done by human being instead of by AI. There is a possibility that in the near future, humans will be less intelligent. They will be less intelligent, not because AI has required them to do so, but they are actually partnering with laziness and other factors, and then that's when they do that, isn't it? Like for instance, right now there are some of the scholars, even reviewers. There's one of the paper I came across, and a review of one of the prestigious, let's say, journals decided just to use AI to review a paper, isn't it? So instead of this reviewer now to sit down and review the paper so that it will be given constructive feedback, then he's outsourcing that. So his level of intelligence and human creativity and that level of empathy and all that, as time goes on, whatever we don't use, we lose. Yes. So that will also be one level of fear that is going to come. Another one, the level of AI abuse. AI is a partner when it is used within the parameters of accountability and responsibility. Otherwise, it will really be as disastrous as possible. For instance, look at it in the communities now. When you see somebody, you go for generative AI, and then you bring this photo of a lady and a gentleman, and then you find some people are made naked when they should not be naked because AI has what? Has done it. Some people will, so things which are not ethical upholding, now people are doing them, but AI is a tool, just as we have knives at home. So there is no day chen community kanya ulate ke na nak mi ku kana pa abuka chwara aliu. So it is up to the responsibility of families. The kina nyike ngo ke dangerous, but use responsibly. Majanyike dangerous, but it has to be used responsibly. So the major fear, if humans don't understand what is the difference between speed and efficiency and effectiveness, and then AI will be very dangerous. AI is not coming to be intelligent on behalf of humans. No, it's actually coming to reduce the time that human beings can take. Just as I gave example earlier, there's planes have not come to replace that human can walk. We continue to walk because the distances we can, isn't it? But where it requires that. So there is a difference with having a speed and other factors. So if we talk about fear, that is a major fear, abuse of AI and sourcing our intelligence to AI. Yet AI is waiting for us to give it the data. So if you are looking for somebody who does not who becomes intelligent because of a human data, then that one becomes dangerous because that would be the highest level of intelligence. That's why somebody one day, this is story that has been told of a gentleman who began piloting a plane using manuals, the flying manuals. So he used the manual one, and at the end of manual one, he said, now you can now go to manual two. And then manual two was not around. So what would happen to that person? It means that that plane will crash. So if human beings are going to say AI is intelligent, so they will outsource that, and AI will just do whatever it do. And there are other people who are more intelligent, then they will direct AI to be abused in some regions, or they will use AI to malice some people and all that. So those are some of the major fears around that.
All right, thank you, engineer, for answering that question. I think now Paul has heard about the piece about AI and the human close interaction with it. This is something that is here to stay, and it will depend on how we use it. And I think it is like the other tool that human are misusing out there. So we just have to be ethical about it. So thanks for that. Now we are going to go to the third question. That's about how AI is used for the personal growth, especially for the individual and the institution. So, and especially for the young individual that are student, we have the professionals, the those that are learning. So, how can AI help them, and how can they use AI to learn, especially with their career opportunities and all that due to the development?
Okay, thank you. Yes, AI and personal growth. What we need to know here is that when we are talking about AI, you have discovered yourself as an individual. This is what I want to do, isn't it? Yes. Like for instance, I am in academia, I'm in these motivational talks. So I ask, How do I use AI to add speed? For instance, a book, I used to read like, I think, like up to 3 or 4 books in a month, but I can use AI to give me a summary of that book in 3 pages. So that is how I'm using that AI now to speed up what I can. Then later I can visit that, and then I can just read through, because there's elaboration that is being given. There are books which I read some time back. So if I go to read them again page by page, I might not achieve what I wanted to do. So what I simply do, I can just summarize in those three. I know what I want to do. I know where I want to go. But now, how can I add speed? So we simply say I'm going to Bor now, but now going is Bor is a destination, but the means, you can use a plane, you can use a motorcycle, rickshaw, and the rest. So it is all about now adding. So when you understand where you are going, you now say, okay, what part of my methodology to go where I'm going that can be done by AI? And that's why for students or individuals, there is these elements of AI powered tutoring system. One of the challenges in learning, especially in academia or in these institutions of higher learning or lower ones, everyone is generalized, systems are generic. There are some who can learn at slow pace, but they are doing very well. So AI will come with personalized learning, that the learning is tailored to you, not to all of us. And so AI now becomes a very good partner because it is tailored to how I learn. In a class, you will ever realize that there are those, especially those days when they use preps. We will go and some will read like for 1 hour, and then my head is filled. And then I'm just told to be there because the prep time is not ended. But up to like that 30 minutes, 1 hour, and then I'm done. The rest of the time, I will just be there to obey the laws that people should not leave. But yet, there are some people who will cover the same content for 3 hours and even still forget and come back again like that. But at the end, they will get the same, isn't it? But with the human level of support, there's no teacher like that who will really give that level of support like that. Sometimes numbers will be overwhelming. So, but AI will now give that personalized. It goes based on your learning style. So I can learn based on how I get things, and I can go that far. So it can, and also personalized feedback. The feedback that comes to me. You teach, like for instance, at the public university, teach around 100 students. That you be giving feedback on each of them based on the rubric. That is very tedious, isn't it? If you outsource that one to teaching assistantship, chances of having that quality not compromised there also becomes a challenge. So AI can help in that case. AI can as well support in the language proficiency. Language is one of the things that we really need to do a number of things. Some who have an advantage of having Arabic, some have English, some have French, they have Spanish and all that. But when you want to now to add speed to your language based on how far you want to go, there are some now who say, no, I cannot be a speaker, because I don't know what? I don't know English very well. Is that a barrier? Can that one be a barrier? No, it cannot be a barrier, because there are things we can fix. Even in our local languages, there are things we can fix. Earlier on, I give you this area of learning, and when language is very important. I studied the mixed background, South Sudan, that was Sudan, primary in the lower system, went to Kakuma, from Kakuma came back to Sudan, then from there go to Uganda. So how many systems have I used? And then I realized that when I was there, I went to Uganda, I did not have F, I did not have V, I did not have SH, I did not have, you see this situation where you say, this exam is very tough. And now people were laughing everywhere, isn't it? So you see the debate of our people. Instead, where are you coming from? So, where someone say, where are you coming from, my friend? Then go this language. So that is an example of a language issue. Say now, someone say you just sign my shoes, my together, Dinka, then the Equatorians, all of us, we go to an Equatorian, TH is a problem, S is a problem. Now, one of the methodology that we wanted to use was to discipline people. Ranji wa dola kanyar, ingurabu waka dol. Especially in the debate, you will say number 5. I'm going to talk about point number 5. And then go to Arajam, point number 5. What is that? But then because lack of F. So that was almost 20 years ago. I had to sit down and say, I'm going to pronounce F 21 times in a day because I read some book. Just I was creating a habit. I was saying F 21 times. V. Then all that and PH and all that and all that. That is how I got to learn some of these things. I would say, sometimes I would say 55. Then sometimes I would even make a mistake and say 55. Isn't it? You see, because I wasn't used to that. Now, look at the situation where you are struggling with language issues. There are things you want to fix in the language, isn't it? So intelligence now becomes part of your. There are tools now which can even help us in pronunciation, isn't it? Like I know most of the people at my age brackets, and even somehow extending it to lower, even some we don't know how to pronounce them, isn't it? Yes. So, and instead of living in like give you some level of to lessen your confidence, you use the tool to fix, isn't it? Like now there are these small kids here, they send them to secondary school, and then you go and say, they say, Daddy, Daddy, they don't call like that because they have been trained in nursery school. They say, we call it girl, you call it girl. This girl, come here. But now they don't know. Daddy, it's not called like that. It's called girl. Isn't it? Because they have been what? They have been trained. They, no, Daddy, it's not called like this. But now, even for us who are the given age, but we are going somewhere. And there are things we want to fix. So we can use AI now to augment, to support our language proficiency. Now, we can learn some of the things very well. We can even use our coding assistance. Like for example, now when we are working on some of the project, you see now instead of you laboring for repetitive tasks, something that an AI can do, isn't it? What you simply do, you design your architecture of your software. That is your work. Design the architecture, this is that and that. Then you will get support from the AI to fasten the work. The work that you should have developed in 6 months, you will actually deliver in 1 month. You only remain with the core, remain with security, and then all that. The complex queries where you will query so many things from different databases and bring that and that. An AI assistant can just bring it in that 1 minute. Then you remain with business modeling part, and then the rest of architectural design of the system. Yes, so career opportunities are also coming with the AI as well. Yeah, there are so many opportunities which are coming with AI. As AI advances now, technology advances, AI becomes unique in so many other areas. In the area of medicine, you find it there. In the area of agriculture, you also find it there. Even in whatever other sectors, so you always find AI. And those are opportunities which young people can embrace. Say, okay, this conventional technology, there are some cases now I get some opportunity, not because people like me, but because they like what I do. So in that situation, you embrace some of these opportunities to create some level of uniqueness and some niche, and then you advance at that level, isn't it? Embrace that so that your speed is faster. So AI can help individuals to do self-learning, isn't it? It can help to do a lot of things in that area. There are also concepts which human tutors can struggle with, isn't it? Like now when you go to universities, you will not really sanitize that level of competency, no. Incompetence, no. There are people you really find that they are okay, isn't it? You really see that someone say, okay, now today we are talking about AI. AI is artificial intelligence. It's a very good tool these days. The whole world is using AI. Israel now is using a lot of AI. This part is using a lot of AI. Is very good. Are we clear? Yes. Next concept. What has the student understood there? Nothing, isn't it? Next concept, we are talking about computer vision. It is, you see a lot of images, yes. You give an AI something, yes, that is computer vision. Yes. What has the student understood? But in a situation whereby there is a gap, AI now plays a role. This student will have an opportunity to go and get some information faster, isn't it? Highly summarized. Imagine a situation where you go through that algorithm of Google. You know, when you Google something, it go through that level of a tree down, search here. If it doesn't find here, you begin to go until you find all those response brings back to you. It is up to you to sort them. Sometimes it can be cumbersome. But if you have some that stand by kind of assistant that when I am not clear about this in the process, instead of going through the entire month looking for the materials for me to understand this concept, you will even use 1 hour to get that, and then go back to your reading notes. So AI now becomes a source of kind of support. The same with business. You know, there are those who are struggling with business modeling. Some don't know exactly what business model do they use. Yes, some people don't even know which business model. When you ask somebody in business, what business model do you use? You realize that this person does not have a business model, but has a business, isn't it? But inside system, that person can be helped. Just go anywhere. Anybody having a business, ask what is business model, will ask you, what do you mean? So meaning that there are cases where you really see that people are doing business, but they don't understand what they are doing. If you don't have a business model, it means that you even don't have the channel. You don't even know how to package your products. You even don't know what customers you are targeting, isn't it? What segment are you targeting? You know, someone was telling me, no, now this college of yours, bring their medicine. You bring medicine there. That is how we call medicine, isn't it? That is a group of, this one of mine, where they say, bring medicine. You know, but those of doctors now, they call it medicine, isn't it? Doctors, you are lucky that at least now you people can call it medicine. For us, we used to call medicine. And then now when people laugh at us, we want to punch them. But after some time, we realize that punching people is not a solution. It is when you say, let me learn, let me improve. So we can even improve even in the area of business. Have a clear business model. Someone say, bring medicine to that school. Why do I need medicine? I have a clear business model. I know the target group and I know the quality that I want to give. I know exactly what competitors give and to what level do they give it. So that pain point is what I'm targeting, as clear as that. I know the channel that I'm going to use to deliver that service to the clients. I'm clear about that. I know the revenue model that will generate, how I can generate that income. What revenue model can take me to break even? No loss, no profit, isn't it? Up to what point do I expect a profit? You know, a clear business model. All that can be loaded in a given book, but with an AI, when you say what is a business model, then it will give you within a very short time, and that one can even influence your thinking, and then you structure your business model. Yes, you are running a restaurant. You know, all the restaurants are run because people, that is it. No, that is not a business model. Yes, that is the problem. But what is a business model? What is my strategy? Everyone I share, but what is my strategy? That level of business model, so I can come to give it to me quickly. Instead of simply saying I have to go to school, well, I need to go to do diploma in business. I need to know there is that instant kind of a supporter that is available. So after knowing this is where I want to go, Now you come and say, what part of my journey, what pain point in my journey can AI reduce? Is it supporting me in my marketing strategy? This is how I want to market. Yes, my products. AI. Somebody who can market it with this marketing strategy. What level of profitability can be arrived at? You see, and then now AI would be consulting this side and all that. So AI can help in personal growth and institutional, whatever that level, improve with knowledge, improve with business, let's say even the human relationships. It can as well help. Thank you.
Wow, thanks to engineer for answering that question. And indeed, for those that are missing, we are really missing a lot. And I think you can watch the video from the beginning. And for those that are still with us, that started with us, please kindly stay and contribute, like asking a question, giving an idea about AI, what you recently came about or across about AI, because it can help anyone. And as the young nation, by the way, we are really learning and with our ignorance, right? So we are really trying to really learn and do a lot about AI, because about especially how we use AI and how other people use AI. There's this question that came up before. I'm going to just give. I'm going to answer it briefly, and I think engineer can talk briefly about it. Someone asked about how people are using AI to get money, especially on the country that, like Canada and US and other countries that can be monetized. Okay, let me say briefly the content creators that are on social media today, right? That are in a monetized country, the country that are monetized, like the government has some communication or agreement with the social media companies, right? And the citizens are monetized. So, okay, let me say there are people that are monetized that are not using AI. Let me say those that create the histories and they narrate the histories, those that can make a device on financial stuff, or they are teachers or they are what. It is the same thing with AI, right? You can, like someone who like narrating the histories. We have seen many AI stories that people are using AI to narrate the stories, right? Those people, when they're in monetized countries, and people like many people like what they do, like, and to defend with the model, like some like engineer Thon had just said, right? What are you like, what is the model of your business? The same thing, the model of your content. Is your content about the African stories? Is your content about using AI to create jokes? Like you can see those cartoon, right, that are creating jokes and people like them, they share and they watch them. And if you are a monetized country, then they see people now, many people like and they watch and they are sharing your content, then they will start paying you. That's one thing, right? Another thing is that being a AI from engineer of the company that needs the help of engineers that are good at prompting, right? And you have that skill, you can also be paid. There are very many way, like the what they call like you can use images, you can create images, like some companies that are using that to advertise. That's it. That's little that I can say about AI, but there are very many ways people are really using AI online to earn, especially on the country that are monetized. Okay, so I don't know, is there anything that some engineer Thon can add on that, about how people are using the AI to earn or get money online?
Yes, yeah. Thank you. Okay, just let me add. Yeah, there are so many ways, as you said. The first thing is that you look at technology as it is and what it is doing, and then you look at what is the problem, what is the pain point. There is nothing like buying without the pain point. Their customer need is the pain point. So, like for example, just come to South Sudan and say, I want to use that data that foreigners use when they come to the country. Those foreigners, they come to the country at Juba International. There's a lot of data. We don't even know how many countries they come, what is the frequency and all that. And then you use that data, and then you train the model, isn't it? Are we together? And then now they will have a recommender system on that. Like for example, they don't know where the hotels are, which one are the better hotels and all that and all that. That is what a customer, that is what a person, somebody who has just arrived to a new country wants. He wants to know which place is safer, which one is good, and which one is that. So when you have an AI model which is trained on that, and then you are monetizing that, somebody will be in position to buy, because he wants to want to buy reliability, convenience, and accessibility. Sometimes some people will buy affordability. So those are the packages. So they invest so much on the data products. There is a data part of the layer here. Then on top of that data, they use that data. Mostly it is an open data. They train their models to solve the problems which exist, isn't it? Like now with telecommunication in South Sudan, you would even simply say there's a lot of data, but customer complaints about network and all that and all that. How do you use that data about the customers? How do you use the data now to satisfy the needs? Isn't it? Yes. Just like now, here, even with JETCO, now there are a lot of concerns. Sometimes JETCO can be off here, JETCO can be that and that and that. But there are companies which are very interested to be precise, to precisely know when will it be off, so that they will now apportion their standby generators. So that particular service, which is a problem of a given client, you bring it now and then use the data trainer, and then you begin to sell, you package it, then you sell. Even to NASCO, let's say, we could even say up to the point of, let's say, a game like YIR. Can you say that na my ran my go ko the la euro on this side, my ko the other side, big la tem ga chigo bitem? Do you think that if you get a lot of data on that, then you train the AI model, so many people will buy that because they want to know what would be the outcome in advance. I know quite you over so many years, and this was, if the lineup is like this and this and this and that, this would be the outcome and all that. That this one would be a product that, for instance, somebody can what can sell, and a lot, including getting some data about nutrition and elderly care and all that. So is there something that I can solve? Some of the elders who go to, let's say, to the hospital, the Chirania Beala to the hospital, but accord some level of care at home. Can you solve that problem? That there's a reliable something, a model that is integrated with a mobile application that can help them when they are actually at home. So it's all about solving the problem of the client. But of course, when we talk about AI, we first talk about data. For them, there is access to data, whether commercial or open, there's access to data. But for our cases, there are cases you will rarely will even find the data, isn't it? Yes. So some of the services which are data dependent, it becomes challenging. But the good thing here is that AI is a global, one of in a conversation that was done. AI is actually a language. It's not going to be technology. It's going to be a universal language. Yeah, so it will cut across everyone. So you can even develop yours here, know the problem of that particular country, and then you can solve that as well.
Right.
Wow, thank you.
Thanks.
I think Dorcas, on top of that, there is also something that I want to add for engineer Thon to communicate on it based on the preparation for the AI future, basically here in our country as we proceed. What are the skills that should be need for the young people to do to develop themselves in the AI, so that, because we know very well now people are earning money through AI, but here in our country, what are the skills that a person can take to develop himself in AI part?
All right.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, sure. Welcome,
All right.
welcome.
Thank you for asking that question. Actually, that is the question that we are here trying to ask. And yes, the question is, as the young people, let me say generally, so what are the skills that they can learn to make sure that in this competitive world right now, whereby AI is coming like this, and there's competition everywhere. So what are those specific skill and courses that they should do? They should buy or maybe learn to make sure that they stay in the competition as the AI has now emerged.
Okay, let me agree. You know, last time we had a presentation here on this. There are things I don't agree with, but I will talk even when I don't agree with them, isn't it? One of them, the idea of competition, isn't it? I don't agree. I don't agree with competition because in two areas, I've never seen people competing to die, and I've never seen them competing to be born. As long as there are no competition in these two areas, no competition to be born, no competition to die, then now there's no competition, isn't it?
Actually.
But now we would just lessen it by saying what Dr. John calls competition for service delivery, isn't it? That is how you lessen it at some point, isn't it? But basically, I clearly get what you're saying. That the main idea here that as human beings evolve with a lot of their needs also increase, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So look at it in this sense that you will feel a lot of pain. When I was young, we will walk distances, but right now, when you see that there is someone who is driving and then you are walking, you feel discouraged, isn't it? Yes, because you feel egola bugola bengu gola bugola bengu India in degedeg India in cha. So the issue here is that another level has come where walking now has become a burden, isn't it? So we are simply saying with where the human society is now, it has come to another level where people would not like what they have been doing in terms of methodology. Yes, they would not like it because others are doing it this way. Without AI, no one will know the difference. Like our grandmothers without mirrors, were they smart? They were. But you see now there are people who spend a lot of time on the mirror because it is there, isn't it? And of course it enhances smartness, isn't it? So AI has come. So when it has come, the human needs, the requirements will now evolve. They will become lazier on doing the job that they thought it was making it faster for them, isn't it? What used to be very fast now will lose that meaning. In fact, in a conference, I was saying that even plagiarism now has to be renamed. Yes. Yes, in academia, what is now called the plagiarism now, academic society now, the academia, they have to sit down and say, what will be the new name that we are going to give something called plagiarism? Otherwise, now, that thing called plagiarism has to be rebaptized now again. So where we are going now, I'm just laying a foundation. Where we are now, AI has come up with advantages. And so we are simply saying, how do we do the things that we have been doing effectively, efficiently? Isn't it? Yes. And to ensure that we do not remain yesterday while we are in today. One of the things that we have to consider, AI is a data-driven language, is a data-driven technology. So meaning that you can invest in sources of data. When you know that you can invest in sources of data. So I told one of some of the students, now in South Sudan, when you invest in collecting data, you will be one of the very rich people in the near future because people will come after that data. So you now know that it is data-driven technology. Without data, nothing will work. I'm actually getting some of the partners in some part of the world. What they are looking for is data. Is data about Abubu, is data about Tho, is data about this and all that, isn't it? So if you want let's say, to be effective, you must know the sources of data, whatever it is, whether it is a text, whether it is a video, whether it is whatever sources of data, because AI is data driven. So when you have the data, you control the intelligence of AI. Whether it is somebody who is going to develop the model, you will supply that person with the model. Like now, if somebody wants to sit in the UK and wants to develop an AI model for recognition, let's say biodiversity, whether you will rocky, we are the one controlling the data. So in the place where you go for AI, why go with your camera? We need you get don't save that data. You will sell it. And someone will say, now, what level of nonsense is that, isn't it? Especially when this person is award, isn't it? Yeah, yes, isn't it? Yes, so control the source of data. Always say this is data. Data is everything about AI is data. If you have most of the countries now, the part of the world, what they simply sell is data. Once they have the data, they have everything. And that's when if people are hosting your data, they are hosting today's and your future. Because on that data, they will do predictive analytics on what you like and what you don't like. Isn't it? Yes. So, and then the other, let's say, AI, for those who are going for programming is very important. In fact, as time goes on, programming will not be considered as something for computer science. It will be almost for everyone, isn't it? Whether you are programming from the direction of computer expertise, or you are using enabling technology to program for you. Like now, let's say website now is becoming very easy to develop. Simply instruct and then it will just develop for you. Then you simply collect it now to go and do the hosting, isn't it? Then you are a website developer. You put it on your CV, website developer, isn't it? So now the programming is also part of the thing that is considered. And also these elements of data science, when we are dealing with data, we need to know what is this thing called data. Because if you are dealing with what you don't know, if you want to sell what you don't know, that one becomes a challenge, isn't it? Who will buy it? They ask you, what is this you are selling? You say, it is very good, it's like this. What is it that is like this? Then you begin other things. So if you don't know what you are selling, so all that platform, data science, there is knowledge in the data. But now we want to extract that knowledge to communicate that knowledge. Now, like now, if you want to say now, in Shirkat here, a lot of functions are being done. So do you know how much money is spent on different hairstyles here in Shirkat? You don't
A
know, is
lot.
it? How much do they spend on shoes? How much do they spend on clothes? How much do you spend on, of course, they are mandatory, maybe because there's something interesting with the ladies. I think you can forgive me because there was a time the Araga Ipio married Deloy. Gogala Ben gonna pick with the repeat. So meaning that you was very simple. I think it is corrupt. But now you need a lot of what? You need a lot of Lindy, Tingade, and all that. But there are those who are trying big Loiguang and all that. But what I'm trying to say here, including what people eat, do we have the data? When do people eat a lot of shea? When do they eat a lot of shorba? Isn't it? When do they do this? That data, once a lot of analytics is placed on this process of data, it will communicate. And when data talks, that is what people like. Yeah, because there is that a lot of data that is silent. But when you actually make the data to talk now, data will say this is what people like, isn't it? And then now you begin to concentrate on what? On what they like, isn't it? Yes. So if you might find that you think it is coincidence that on Wednesday they take a lot of shorba. You say, what is it? What made them take shorba on Wednesday? Isn't it? Yes. Then you begin to. So data science is very important. Even if you don't go into the depth, you need to understand how does data work? When does data move from this to being an information? So that even when you are sourcing your component to be developed by somebody else, then you have an idea of what exactly. So that skill is very important. And the element of those of machine learning. Machine learning is a concept. There are algorithms which are there, but you give your data, learn from my data and tell me what is in my data. That is machine learning. Then it gives you the model. So, and then the critical thinking, you see, of course, AI is a product of human intelligence. So critical thinking is very important. You develop that so that even you will even develop other products. Or AI can help you develop products of AI, isn't it? Yes, because human intelligence is infinite. It can go as far as we can exhaust it, isn't it? And that is, and then creativity, adaptability. Of course, every time new things have come, we go. There are people who say, no, no, I'm lazy now. This AI thing of yours, it become this thing of yours. There's nothing like this thing of yours, isn't it? Things have changed. AI has come. Let us go with it. All or young, we go to AI, isn't it? Not necessarily by using it. We accept the reality that it is there, isn't it? Yes. Just like the way we were with COVID-19, no one denied the fact that it was there. Whether it was information war, it was there. Whether it was reality, it was there. So when we accept that AI has come, we have to be adaptable. So whatever that was done manually, let us, when AI is brought now, we should not fight with what? With AI. Let it come. If it is coming to automate admission process, let it do it. Let it do, and then you look around it. What other problem can we solve? Because human problems are what? Are many. Like now ran hotel create isn't it? Ran hotel a little bit sure, but baby move ben ku ben but ran toothpick. After chine chama, I have a problem to solve. Isn't it true? Yes. Kulara an toothpick le ben le anche tat kwanche ko ka cha ga lo ba gidi ba le this person has solved a problem. Kulera ande le yes anche ko ili le but kwanche shor ba cha ba ki ko chin weje aya lew. So even around all these AI component, all this, you can come with something small that augment around that because human problems are very many. Then you are also prospering in the in that angle. Yes, and then also ethical awareness because AI is just any harmful tool like any other tool. Just as we said earlier on, AI can also be a knife if it is used. Knives can be used to commit suicide, and they can as well be used to, and that's why even guns, when guns are abused, they become disastrous. Even there are countries we look as if they they just because of abuse of guns. But there are countries they will have too much of it, including nuclear weapons, but they know when to use them. So operation toward that this AI is a tool that I can use it to propel myself instead of moving slowly to achieve my vision and mission and maximizing my potential. Let me use AI now to add speed. Then AI now becomes very important.
Wow, this is really great and interesting topic. And by the way, thank to those that have stayed with us to watch this amazing topic until the end. We are almost the end and we are winding up. So we really appreciate like and share with someone that really need it. And for me, the final word that I can take there is that let's try to use AI, whether you are old, whether you are young, let's just try to use it, make research, learn it. And this is what engineer has said. If it is going to take away the job, let all of us be there. Let's see the areas around it and the problem because in every solution there is a problem that come out, right? So AI may have a lot of solution and maybe there are some challenges that can come with it that we can really solve. And again is that what I've learned there is that AI is here to stay, and regardless of the age that you have, if you really want to inform yourself, AI is here and let's learn it. There are very many chat courses about AI and AI prompting today. We have been very free that you can use. And also, if you're someone who don't know those pre AI courses, you can even online today. There are very many people that are using AI for storytelling and a lot, and they have organized their courses to sell. You can also get there. There are also some platforms that are have organized AI courses like Udemy. We have Coursera for the youth that need to learn really more about AI and how they can leverage AI, how they can use AI, you can learn a lot, by the way. And that's what I can say so far. Right now, we are come to an end, and I'm going to ask my UTAN member that I will stay with us throughout this discussion to tell us what they have learned, their UTAN message, and the conclusion or the summary of what they have learned. And I would love to start with a call to tell us with, can I say, 2 minutes summary of what she has learned about AI today.
No, thank you so much. I've learned a lot. I thought I know AI because the father of AI who actually received Nobel Prize for AI, a U of T professor, and I have stayed in U of T for the last 7 years. So I thought, but today when engineer was talking about who is actually a researcher, who gave entertainment, I even learned a lot. So it feels closer to home. I was just thinking about AI, taking you. That was so funny, engineer. I really loved the conversation, and I took away a lot of things, but because of time, we'll just take 1 minute to Pakoipot. So, thing is that AI is as good as the data you train. So AI, as it say, it's really original intelligence. Artificial, it's just don't get human capacity. I think brain, it does not think. Information too yen and kaya la jala where we organize situation based on other information you can compare can with your probability of how that can close to it. And a Chidorka's example gawin that kor be chile I could really chiang how alandi and nyako nyana merkin golotao a very good nyana merkin because that system has been fed a lot of nyirka merkin how they look. But akini yen data nyirka Africa now different shape, different skin types. And now can do I shoot and now can do I male and now can brown there's like different colors. So akuye nyan but can nyan so again it's straightforward. And engineers example one can accent one Africa I think a little where in jam what jam yeah. Or people, actual people. You say people. So those accent or sus so tong there Equatoria, those accent and a lot of the system you use mana we train massively pana here and someone put an Abraham Kwan said that now the America is taking data from Africa Ben system can be trained. What we are just thinking about AI book a book near book alone because the AI and got to Chapamdano. So we need to, so the lesson that we learn is for young people watching here, we need to actually see this AI opportunity when work our African perspective book Bible. Book a bit train, book AI engineers. So it's a challenge to us that we need to use AI ethically and for our own benefit. Go African, not to destroy us. That was a very great takeaway from me. And then the last one is that AI a partner. We don't want AI to take over book create ben AI and core charge. Tell you, they don't even know a child or day. Oh AI and core shorba. AI doesn't even know shorba. So we assume that South Sudanese. So we don't have to give everything to AI. We want to use AI, a supporter, to help us refine our own ideas, our thought, our businesses, our projects, but not to give it everything and stop thinking. So we still continue to think, innovate, adapt, but use AI a tool when book leverage so that book copies. I think 2 minutes so thank you so much, engineer. That was really amazing, and I learned a lot from you, and I believe everyone else will learn a lot from this.
Yeah, and by the way, this is really great a call, and you have really utilized your 2 minute well. So right now I can give it to Luca to give his 2 minute summary of what he has learned today about AI. So Luca, it's your turn.
Thank you, Dorcas. I really appreciate you for the today show that you have host for us, and also I appreciate engineer Thon Malek for the wonderful information that he has shared with us about AI. And what I can add on top of that is that I have learned that there is no where AI can replace human being, but there are some few areas that AI will replace. There are some few jobs that AI will take over, but not much of the work that human being do. And second to it also, what I can take away from engineer Thon, it is that whenever you put accurate data into your system, this whereby it will give you accurate information. You cannot put the different data and you expect the information that you were looking for. This one I can also take it as a very serious thing concerning AI. And at the moment, I think I really appreciate Engineer Thon for the presentation and the way that he has shared with us concerning the AI today. Thank you for that.
All right, thank you, Luca, for your U-turn summary message. And right now, we can give it to Chol, and after Chol, it will be engineer to summarize. If there's a way you can summarize the discussion, maybe for those that have missed it, summarize it and end the show. So, Chol, you can come, then engineer will come to you.
Okay, okay, thank you, Lucas, and thank you, Engineer Thon. It's been a wonderful topic, and I've learned a lot. As someone also who is also very close to AI and as a software engineer, I really understand a lot, and I've understood some of the things that I haven't yet researched about. So thank you for that. All I've learned from AI is that I want to tell my audience who are down there that AI is something that you cannot ignore. So you must learn how to use it. So don't say, this AI here will take over everything. No? You must learn how to use it. So your value only depend on the creativity, the thinking, and the judgment. Because when you feed it with your information, you need to also analyze the output that the AI has given. So how you prompt it matters. Your value matters. You see, if you don't know how to judge AI, sometimes AI is not accurate. We always, we always interact with ChatGPT and some other tools that we normally use. But at times you can even feel that AI is not giving you the right information. So that's the level of intelligence that you need to have. You need to be able to judge the output of the AI that is given to you. And someone has been asking, what tools can you use to generate the information? You need to, if you're someone who is very close to other platforms like Coursera, I would advise you go and learn about prompt engineering. It's another way of you another way of you really getting the best of AI. So when you feed AI with your information, how you prompt it to really increase your efficiency. So AI was just brought to increase the efficiency of your work, how you do it. So because a lot of work used to take a very big, you can say a very big amount of time, like when doing it. But with AI, efficiency that is there. So when you fit it, it will really, with the accurate information, it will really give you the information that you really want. And you also need to analyze after you've been given the information. So your ability, your value lies in the thinking, the creativity, and your judgment. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Sean, and thank you for the U-turn message. We cannot give it to engineer to make his last U-turn, and we call it a good evening.
Thank you so much, Yutan. Yes, my Yutan message is that let us be clear about each person is clear about where he's going or where she's going. That let us use AI to add speed to that, and we use AI ethically so that we don't it doesn't become a destructive tool. Let us not fear AI because AI is simply a technology and is a product of human intelligence. Just like initially those who used to write on manuscripts by hand, right, they left and now everyone is using a computer. I really doubt whether there's someone who prepares research with first writing hand and then later. That is it. Then now, so is a product of human intelligence. So if there is any fear anyway, then the person who is thinking is the one who should be feared, not AI. If AI decides to remain, if people decide to remain where it is, it will remain where it is. Because it depends on human intelligence. It is the human beings to upgrade it, not itself, not the AI to be upgraded. Yes. And so there are so many tools that can make us to do a lot of work as fast as possible. We can learn as much as we can. Yes, we cannot outsource our thinking, creativity. We should be as creative as possible. I can even design my thing just the way I look at it. And then now, if I need augmentation on how fast it should be, that's when I can go to AI. Instead of making AI to learn from me now, I should be the one learning from what? From AI. Because now I should just be learning a few, but when you are now the one supplying it is learning exactly what you are saying. So AI is a tool that is coming from, simulated from human intelligence. If we went as deep as possible, you realize that some AI components just coming from the human brain, from the human neurons. So the same concept of human neuron is what has been extracted, and artificial neuron has been developed to learn. And so AI is not a threat, it's a partner that can be used ethically to shape societies and to propel us to the next level towards our goals and visions. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, engineer, for your U-turn. And by the way, thanks to those that have stayed with us till the end. And for those that are missed, share and let them watch again because it is here to stay. And as we learn from each other, so we are going to end. We are going to stop from here, and hopefully we shall meet again on another important topic that we cannot say right now, but we shall post it. So always watch a lot of updates on our page for those that like and love to learn. We are here always learning from here on the U-turn page. Therefore, thank you and say bye. Meet again on the same time on Saturday.
Bye.
As we come to the end of this conversation, I just want to take a moment to remind you that the growth doesn't happen without taking a new direction. So if there is a message that has given you some clarity, some courage, or even a little bit of push towards the positive direction, I want you to take that with you, sit with it, go offline with it, and encourage you to continue to invest in your personal growth and say thank you for taking the time to be here for yourself and for the community, for the growth of the community. The U-Turn is not just a show. It's a community where real talk, real growth, and real U-Turn happens. So until next time, stay empowered, stay intentional, and never be afraid to make a U-Turn. Thanks. Bye.